Hello, my Teaserking family. How's everybody this day? I want to keep going with some videos, keep teaching class. I see many problems with economics, with inflation, with gold, sports cards. So I just want to help and try to absorb that. We can talk football if anybody wants to. It's a free form, whatever the conversation says. More than happy to talk about it. So if we let's look at gold like we used to look at football. Gold price. Today's gold price ended. Yeah. So I found a silver place that is I can go 4 over spot, I believe, and 100 over spot in gold. So for $2,000, I can buy gold. So I'm gonna do some more of that, and then silver I'm gonna pick up. So I'm planning on picking up like 40 ounces of silver at 27 an ounce. You get the plastic containers, so you get 20 in the container. So I get 2 of those, and then probably 2.5 ounces of gold. And that's the beauty of gold. You don't have to buy ounces. You can buy half ounces and quarter ounces, and you don't have to buy eagles. You can buy Cougarans. So my goal would be to buy Cougarans as long as they're $40, $50 cheaper, because I don't care. I want to buy gold. I want to buy an ounce of gold. I don't care where it came from. As long as it says an ounce of gold on it, that's all that matters. So that's what I'm looking at. So I'll be making that purchase this week, as soon as the guy gets the inventory in. What else? So you can see the currency explosion. It's just not good. The more you print, the less it's worth. I've talked about it a few times. We can talk about it a few more. So that means that it's just not going to hold value, and everything gets more expensive. But because they're holding the gold price down, it's weird. How come tuna's up and gas is up, but gold's not going up? So it tells you can't look at gold like a stock going, why isn't it $3,000 an ounce now? It's held down. It's fixed. So just like the refs, you throw the holding penalties and the pass interference, like in the Super Bowl, all of a sudden the whole game there's no penalties. All of a sudden they just give the game to the Rams by calling all these pass interference penalties, which were a joke. So that's my point. So that's what you have. It's fixed. So it's really worth a lot more, and you're getting a deal on it. Same with silver. Silver is a joke. Silver is a $400 asset per ounce. It's $23. It's like, it's fixed. That's why it's fixed. It's got nothing to do with anybody who gives you a technical trend and it's supposed to be so much in gold, and they're idiots. They basically are clueless of what fixing is. Fixing is keeping the price down, not letting the market control. Well, you can do it for a while, which is what they've done, but they can't keep doing it, and that's what's going to happen. So you're gonna buy your, right now buying silver, like you go out to dinner now, the prices have gone up. So you go out for a nice dinner, you take your girlfriend or wife out, or your family. It's an easily a $200-$300 meal. You can buy 10 ounces of gold for what you had for dinner. Dinner's not going to last you with the gold or 10 ounces of silver. Or you can buy. There's a tenth of an ounce of gold you can get for $230, $240, or you buy the quarter ounces for $550. And again, if it's a Cougar, it's probably like $500. Like, maybe a little bit more that goes up to $1,900. Now, here's what's going to happen. Gold won't hold the $1,900 because the Russians and the Chinese don't want to spend that much on it. So they're going to lower it. Now, eventually, this game's going to run out where they're going to want to get it down, but they won't be able to. But it'll still keep going a little bit more. So you'll see it go down $18.50, and it'll go down like $60 because they time it. They buy it at the time. Watch it this weekend. It's at $18.97. I guarantee you by Monday or Tuesday, the thing will be $18.60 because they're pushing it down, but they know when to buy it, or when they short it, when there's nobody to buy it. So it goes short, boom, 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 boom. It drops 40, 50, $60. And then who's there to buy it? The Russians and the Chinese. The central banks are buying it. And, the non-central banks are buying. Putin's buying. There's not a central bank. All the Chinese millionaires are buying it. So basically, they're just screwing all the average people by, the rich keeping the price down, buying, and then all of a sudden it's going to explode. The currency's going to zero. I don't know how else to warn everybody. You can't print dollars and not have it lose value. The more there are, the less it's worth. So it's a very simple premise. I was watching a show and they were talking about Greece, where they froze your bank account, only let you take 200 euros out like a week. That's all or I don't know if it was a week or a month. That's all you could go in and say, well, you can only get 200. And they didn't have it. And then they inflate and they print and print and print. And then, it doesn't keep the value. And that's what's happening. And that's what's going to happen. So I'm just trying to tell you, this is not my opinion. This is what is going to happen. And it is happening. So you've got to understand that that's what's happening. So anyway, if you prefer Bitcoin because of some strange reason that you think Bitcoin's real money and it's not, yes, Bitcoin is a way of saying, well, we don't like all the inflation, we're going to buy Bitcoin. And I understand the concept, but that's what gold is. Gold's money. Bitcoin's not money. It's not currency. I can't use it to go to the grocery store. And then you're going to argue, well, you can't use gold either. Yeah, but I know I can turn gold into whatever currency's out there, be it the US dollar, being some new central bank, being some new IMF, whatever. Money's always been around. Money is the exchange. So I get paid, they give me money. I go to work, they give me money. I go to the grocery store, I pay rent, I pay my car payment, my car insurance. So you do all that and you're just using money. So they can come out with a new money, but gold will hold its value because of demand. And it's real. It's part of currency. It's been there since the Romans. That's what it is. It's part of currency. And if you don't like it or then ask why the central banks, aka the Russian mafia, Chinese mafia, are buying it. If it's no good, why are they buying it? And all you got to do is go on Google and go, how much gold does these central banks have? And there's a whole list of countries. And I did this list. I think it's on the couch. I did this list, and the U.S. has 8,000 tons, and not ounces, tons. And then Russia, they weren't even second. They had 3,000 tons. Well, why are they buying it if it's no good? They're not stupid. They don't want their money either. They want gold. So they're buying gold. So they just keep printing and printing, like the Russians keep printing and printing so they could buy gold. That's basically what they're doing. So it'd be nice if you had a printing press and go, I want to buy a mantle card. I'm going to print $500,000 and get a PSA 9 rookie card. That's $500,000. And that's what they do. And but they're not buying mantle cards. Well, maybe they are. They're buying gold for sure. So that's what's happening there. How do you buy on? So what do you do? As the currency becomes worthless, what do you do? Well, you buy gold and silver. Why? Because they're going to hold value. They're assets. They're real money. Well, I can buy a Mickey Mantle or Tom Brady card. Okay. Same thing. It's going to have value. It's an asset. You have the card. People will want it. So we get back to the free market. As long as there's demand for something, you'll have value. What does that mean? Well, if you have a Mickey Mantle card and you want to sell his rookie, I'll pay you for it. Now, there's a point where I can afford it and a point I can't. But if you want 10 grand for a Mantle rookie card that's a PSA 8, I'll be shipping you 10 grand. There's demand for it. That's the market. I will pay you because I perceive the mantle cart will be worth more or has that value. Or I believe the value is more than 10 grand. That's why I'll give you 10 grand. That's why gold, I believe gold's worth more than the 1900 it's showing. I believe it's worth at least $10,000 to $15,000. So I'm going to buy as much as I can at 1900 an ounce because I believe it's worth more. I know silver's worth a lot more. 27 an ounce is a joke. It's a $300, $400, $500 ounce. So I'm going to buy more because I know because I'm buying it cheap. I know I want to get rid of my dollars because they keep printing and they're going down in value. So why do I want to hold something that's going down in value? So I don't. I want to get rid of the things that's going down in value for the thing that's going up in value. Pure economics, pure, simple. This is what happens throughout everything. I mean, why is Picasso worth so much? Because people are willing to buy it. That's the point. So why is anything worth what it's worth? People are willing to pay it because they perceive it's going to be worth more. So you get $1 million for a Picasso, or you get $1 million for a mantle card, or you can find a Babe Ruth PSA 10. You're going to get $10 million for that because they don't have it, and people want it who can afford it. And that's where the value comes in. But that's where the market is. Somebody's willing to buy it is the market, right? So you have something that is demanded. Gold is demanded. Silver is demanded. And that's really what you're looking at is the demand for something. That's why you buy gold, because you know it's going to be worth more because everybody's going to want it. And right now you're going, well, Jesus, 1,800. Yeah, but it's not because people don't want it. It's because it's being price fixed down. See, and that's the difference. The demand's there. You can't. There's call a coin store. Nobody has it in inventory. There is no inventory of gold. Maybe they get a little bit in, or maybe it comes from coup grants from South Africa or Australia or something, or Canada. But basically, it's very hard to get. Now I'm buying coins, but the Federal Reserves are buying the bricks, the brick of gold, the money heist. That's what they're buying. Now I just want a few coins. I'm trying to get to 100. That's all I am. But they're buying the big brick of it, which is worth a fortune. I'd love to get that, but I can't afford that. So that's what's happening. Because somebody's willing to buy it, then that's why it has value, and that's why you want to hold it. Nobody's going to want US dollars, but everybody wants gold and silver because they realize it's money, but they don't want to, they're trying to get into Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is not money. Bitcoin's not going to hold. It's not currency. It's nothing really. They're trying to make it. See, you have to have people want it and exchange it, right? So currency is I can go to the grocery store. I can go buy gas with it, right? That's currency. But Bitcoin, you can't. You can't go to the Sunoco and buy gas with it. That's the problem with it. And then what's the value of it? The value fluctuates. It goes down. Gold never really goes down. Yeah, the pricing goes down, but once gold goes and they let it go, it's going to go. Well, it's like the Jordan rookie card went from like 50, 60 grand to 400, 500 grand to $1 million. It's not like it's coming back down to 40 grand. I mean, that card it's at $1 million going up. It's not going down. And that's what I mean by it. Where Bitcoin, what does it do? It goes up, it goes down. Why? Nobody knows. It's not going to just keep going to 100,000, and especially because of inflation, it just doesn't correlate. It's not, oh, my money's useless, let me buy Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin going to do? So people buy assets. A house is an asset, but be careful with the housing bubble that you buy a house for 500 grand, it's going to be worth 200 grand. So you got to be careful. So you can't even run and buy a house. You're going to get killed on that. They can't raise interest rates because there's too much debt out there. So let's say you have a credit card and you owe $5,000, and you're okay. And now all of a sudden the interest rate went from 8% to 12%. Now you pay more each month in interest for it. Well, good luck with that. It's a very, that just raised your cost. I got to pay back more now. Well, imagine it's 20 trillion. You can't raise the interest rate. It's going to be astronomical. So that's why you're not going to see them raise interest rates. This means they're going to keep printing. And again, it's action reaction. You keep printing, the value goes down in dollars, and until it just nobody wants it. And that's what really happens at the end of the day. Nobody wants it. They're going, I don't want to hold dollars. And they'll go to Bitcoin, they'll go to gold and silver, they'll buy houses. In Greece, I was listening, and they said they all bought farmland because they couldn't buy gold and silver in Greece. They weren't allowed to unless you were like a jeweler. So I guess you could buy like these jewelry, but you couldn't buy coins or silver. It was illegal. Now, I don't know if it was illegal to sell it as much as it was illegal to buy it. This is unclear, but people couldn't get their money out of the banks quick enough, and all they could really do is buy farms and grow, food on it and eat the food because they couldn't afford. The prices were going through the roof. So that's what you have in Greece. Well, guess what? It's coming here. So you got to be careful with that. Anyway. So that's what's happening in economics. And you do see, why did the Russian-Ukraine chance of a war raise gold prices? Well, because in a war situation, it's expensive. You got to get the bullets. You got to get feed the soldiers and the tanks and the gas. It's all very expensive. So that's inflationary, which raises gold. So even though it's in Russia and the Ukraine, is still that. Now, I don't think they'll go to war because Russia doesn't want to destroy the Ukraine. They just want to take it over because and they really just want to see what Biden's going to do. He's such a weakling that they're going to say, well, we're going to go there. They're kind of bluffing. What's he doing? Is he really got troops there? Is he just saying it? Is he in the back pocket of the Russians? Probably. And the Ukrainians, where his son sat on the board of some oil company, what was that about? So really, you have those type of things. So let's see, back to baseball cards. Want to get star players. So what do? Well, you go on eBay, the best way, and you do like I did a PSA 9 on 1965. Or you can do 1989 or 1984 or 1992. And what do you see? Usually the big rookies are what's PSA 10 going for value. Not even the veterans, like Barry Sanders is rookie, but you get out to a 93, 94, and they have a little bit of value unless you get limited ones. Why do you get cards that are 10 count, 25 count, 50 count, 100 count? Because they're limited. There's only a few of them out there. Therefore, if you have more demand, so if there's more people wanting it than they made, the price goes up. If there's less people wanting it than are made, the price goes down. So when I talk about tops, they printed so many that there's not enough people who want to spend $5 on a Barry Sanders 92 tops card, unless it's limited or unless it's a gold refractor or something where they go, oh, this is limited, I'm going to buy it. So usually it's best when it's 50 count or it says it on the back. However, if it's a refractor, it seems to be more limited and get good value. I see a lot of refractors that are worth a lot more than the regular card. Get your player, but if you're buying, like my one friend keeps asking me, should I buy this? Should I buy that? And I go, you got to buy what you like. I mean, you buy Mantle because everybody likes Mantle. Do you want to buy Joe Burrow? Do you want to buy Brady? Do you want to buy Aaron Rodgers? Do you want to buy Lamar Jackson? So you buy who you like, but when analyzing why am I buying? Am I buying just to have? I always wanted a Joe Montana card. I got it. Or are you buying because I want to make money, which is what I hear from people for gold and silver. How's it going to run? When do I sell it? Can I sell it if it goes up? All these questions. Yes, if it goes up, you'll easily. Well, it's just like baseball cards. The Brady cards, they're now 30, 40 grand. Nobody has a problem selling them. The Jordan, nobody has a problem selling it. The Mantles, nobody has a problem selling it. There's all big values on these cards. So you just go from there that there is big value on it. Excuse me. So that drives you to it. So if you do PSA 10, let's say, even though your card isn't graded, if you go to the trade show, you know what to look for. Like right now, somebody asked me about baseball rookie cards. Why do you want to do that? They haven't done anything. 90% of them do nothing and fade out. It's like these guys in basketball who play 1 year and they get drafted, and none of them ever do anything. There's one or two that have done it. Kobe Bryant and LeBron are examples of guys that didn't even they just went to high school. Kobe played in the European League. LeBron came right in, but those are very unique individuals. Most of these guys that go to Kentucky and Duke and one and done, they don't do anything. And basketball is a very hard sport because Kareem has the total points list, but nobody even thinks he's any good. I mean, LeBron's the best player. No, it's Jordan. Well, Kareem's killed him on points, but they don't. It's not what are you measuring? Tom Brady, you measure Super Bowls, and you give him all the credit for it. So there could be guys on his team like Gronk. Gronk's probably won 5 Super Bowls. Does he get credit? Do they go, Gronk won 5 Super Bowls? No, it's Brady won it. So that's why you go after the quarterback. In this case, you look at what's hot and what isn't. I thought the Troy Aikman card would be worth more. It's not. Maybe I shouldn't go after Troy Aikman cards. Well, I like them, so I'll go after a nice limited edition 1997 Bowman Chrome Refractor, numbered 90, and I can get it for $50 or $100 or something. So that's where I like the player, but you're not going to make money on it. So if you're trying to make money, it's Brady, it's Mantle, it's Jordan, maybe Shaq. Used to be McGuire when he was going, but with the steroids and Bonds, they don't get it. Ripken's got a pretty good value for his rookie card. Nolan Ryan seems to not have a value because he played so long. His 69 and 70 might be worth something, but 1985 tops PSA 10, it doesn't get you anything. So be careful. Again, pick your sports. Football, I think, is the most popular, and then I would say basketball, and then baseball and hockey. Hockey doesn't seem – the Bobby Orr cards, I saw some. I was a little disappointed where their value is. I saw a 71 PSA 10, and it was worth like $4,000, and I was like, that thing should be 40, 50 grand. So I'm a little surprised the Orr cards aren't worth more. But, maybe they're just not out there, or people are more apt to get the Jordan, the Mantle, the Brady. We'll see. But if you want an Orr card, it's a good, cheap card to get. It's very nice. I got the 69 with the hockey stick. I love the card. But I haven't seen a PSA 10. I think a 9 was $5 or $6,000. And again, that should be a 9's about right, but I need to see a 10. Mine's probably a 9. It's probably a little bit ding, but it's a very nice card. Pretty mint. So you're looking for good players. Don't get Lamar Jackson cards. The guy's never going to win a Super Bowl, or Tagliavua, or Lawrence, or Jalen Hurts. They're good in Alabama. Maybe Hurts wasn't even that good. He couldn't even. Tagliavua beats him out, and he's got to go to Oklahoma, where he just basically runs, because the offense is based on the receivers are going to run down the field, and the quarterback can then run behind them. What an offense! I wonder why they never win a playoff game. So that's what you have there. So that's how you pick it. So you don't invest again, this is an investment. What you're doing is you're getting money. And how do you want to spend your money? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to put it in the bank and save it? Do you want to buy gold and silver with it? Do you want to buy art? Do you want to buy baseball cards? What do you want to use your money for? And that's really what it is. What I'm warning you is the money you have, US dollars, are going to be worth less and less and less if they're not already. So that's what I'm warning you is you've saved $50,000 and you were very smart to do so, but now you can't hold it because it's not going to stay 50,000. It's going to go down to 20 or 30,000, but you don't know it. You still have 50,000. It just won't buy what you think it's going to buy. Excuse me. I seem to always sneeze on here for some reason. So it's not going to be worth the 50. So what I'm telling you is if you buy gold and silver or you buy a Brady or a Mantle card, you take your 50 to buy the card of the gold or silver, the 50 goes down to about 10, and then the card, the gold, the silver goes up because it takes more money to keep the value. So that the $50,000 in value is now only worth $40,000. It only buys $40,000 worth. But the gold, the silver, the Mantle card goes up because now you need more dollars to buy the card. So the value of it goes up. That's what I'm trying to say, warning you and telling you that's what's happening. So now you have all these baseball cards to go up. Now the Mantles will go up, the Bradys will go up, the Jordans will go up. So you can either play it safe and get those. You can buy some of these off-star Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Pete Rose, Sandy Koufax, Bob Gibson. You can buy those guys. Or you can buy Marino, Montana, Rice, Jim Brown, Bart Starr, United. You can buy anything there. That's what I'm saying. They'll hold the value because they're the asset. They're going to go up. So that's really what you're trying to do. That's the whole concept, right? Take my money, which is losing its value, and buy something that's going to retain its value. So the most logic's gold and silver, but it's the same thing. Okay, yeah, I can't go to the grocery store with my Tom Brady rookie card that's worth $30,000 and buy groceries with it, but I can sell it and get money to go to the grocery store. So what you've done is now you have the card, which has a value, and the money is just the way to buy things, right? That's all money is. I can go to the gas station and I gotta do something to pay for it to get gas or to go to the restaurant and eat. You need something. That's all I'm saying. That's what money is. It's a way. It could be tomatoes. It used to be tulips. It could be rocks. I mean, it could be, it could be that. It could just be one of these, sharper image things. This could be money. Okay, 3 of these, and I pay for dinner. It could be it could be this pen. It could say, okay, this is now money. Give me 10 of these, and I'll give you a steak. It can be anything. We've made it paper just so it's easier. Where they're printing the hell out of it is it's insane. I mean, it's paper. It doesn't have a value. The price says $10, so you can go to the grocery store and buy a steak or buy a hamburger or chicken or chips or whatever you want with the money. That's what you can do with it. But it's really just to buy it, because how else are you going to pay for it? And what else is the store gonna accept for it? So the store has to accept something, right? And therefore, because the store has, so what is he gonna? How is he gonna make the transaction, right? I got all this inventory on the shelf: steaks and chicken and ketchup and salad dressing. How are they going to buy it? So there has to be a mechanism. That's all it is. So yes, I can't go in with a Tom Brady card or a gold coin and buy it, but I can exchange that for more, whatever the currency is, to make my normal, get my groceries, go go on a plane, pay for gas, all that. That's economics. That's what it is. But inflation, you keep printing it. You're printing the money because you're giving it out and it's worthless. So that's really what's happening. So basically, that's what we're trying to fight and avoid. So when you go buy cards, it's a hobby, it's a collectible, it's inventory, it's maybe something you're going to sell later or you give to your kids or grandkids. It's whatever you want it to be, but it's really an asset. It has value, but I'm telling you to get the things with better value. Get the Mantle card versus Bob Boone. I mean, you're going to get much more value out of a Mantle card. It'll cost you more, but it'll be worth more at the end. So that's what you're looking to do, is to exchange your money that's going to be worth less for assets that are going to be worth more. And that's the whole gist of it. Why do we bet on football? We bet on football. We take our money because we want to make money. You come to me because I'm extremely good at predicting who's going to win, i.e. the Super Bowl. Take Cincinnati in 10.5. I hear, the Rams are a better team. They got better players, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, well, look what happened. Cincinnati should have won the game, but okay. But who covered Cincinnati? With the 4.5, forget that. I mean, they cover with the teaser, 10.5, which then allowed us to win the over, because if we didn't tease it, we would have lost the over. This way at 42, we get 43. We win the over. We win Cincinnati easily. That's why you come to me, is so you take your money, you invest it in me, I give you winners, so you then make money. Now, what do you do with your money? My friend Nick here, he's been buying gold and silver, and he's bought helmets and collectibles, which are really assets. So he's buying a lot of assets with his money. But notice he's not keeping it in the bank because it's not going to be worth anything. And he knows that. He listens to me. I'm making money in football. He's got confidence that I'm also intelligent in this other stuff, which he's right. And that's what I'm schooled. That's what my master's in. So I understand what's happening, what's going to happen, because it's not an opinion. This is based on what's been happening. And it's not my thought process, right? I'm not sitting there going, they're doing this, so that's going to happen. No, this is what is going to happen because of what they're doing. The action is they're printing. The reaction is the value of the money, because you're printing more, is going to lose. The only way to win and not be broke is to buy gold and silver and Mantle cards and Brady cards, paintings, something that's a real asset that will keep the value. You're looking for things that'll keep the value. That's what'll keep the value. Gold and silver, the reason is just cheap. Gold's not 1,800. It's selling for 1,800 because it's manipulated. That will not last. That's going to eventually fade as the shit hits the fan. The central banks are going to want it to go up, and you're going to want. But when it goes up, it's going to go. I mean, it's 1,800 now. Look how quickly it went to 1,900 in a week. We'll wait till they take the brakes off of it and they just let it run. That thing's going to hit $10,000, $15,000 easily. Silver's again the same thing. $23, $24. When they let it run, it's going to hit $300, $400, $500, maybe even $1,000. It certainly could, because it's certainly very limited. It's out of supply. There's just more of it, and it's not the gold standard, and it wears out. But silver is still very much money and will run. Also, gold just runs faster, and because it's the gold standard, because it's indestructible, it's an element. Everybody loves gold, so therefore that's why the central banks, the Russians, are buying gold. Not they probably buy some silver, but they just keep printing money to buy more gold is what they do. So that's what's happening. No comments, so I'm just kind of trying to think what you guys would want to, how to teach you guys. But anyway, so that's really what life is, right? You get a skill so you can earn money, and then you take the money and you take part of it, pays your bills, and then the rest You either put in a bank and spend later. That's what the 401ks are. You're taking your money and then you're putting money in the stock market. Well, the problem is stock market's going to be crushed because earnings are going to go down because things are going to get more expensive. They're going to have less money, because my money's not worth as much. So it takes me more to buy gas and food. I don't have money to buy a car. The car companies are going to get crushed. The price of steel is going up. The price is up. So if I'm the company, I go, shit, it's going to cost me all this. I got to raise my price. Well, nobody's going to pay for more, a $40,000 Chevrolet. Nobody's got 40 grand for that piece of crap, or a Ford. So nobody has money for it. So they're not going to make sales, or they're going to have to take it for a loss. Well, the steel and the silver price and all the other stuff has gone up. It's not taking me 40,000, but I can't sell it for 40. So I either stop making it or I sell it for 30. But who the hell would want to take a $10,000 loss? So that's what's going to happen. It's going to create unemployment. And it's going to create the stock to drop because sales will drop, earnings will drop in every company, because nobody's going to really, the only ones that'll maybe survive is like Coca-Cola, or a water company, because you have to eat, and the cheap stuff will keep the value. So Coke, I don't know, it's $1, it's $2. That shows you the inflation. I saw in a grocery store here, like Coke's $2.50 for a bottle now. Like, you got to be kidding me. But it really hasn't gone up in price. The value of the dollar's dropped. Now it takes $2.50 to buy the same bottle that was 99 cents or $1.30 or $1.40 not too long ago. So that's a perfect example of that. So what you need to do is just look at that as a gauge of what's going on. But you want to just be careful. So that's what you're doing. You're getting so. As you make money, then what do you do with it? Well, people buy a house. Well, houses aren't going to go up in value like they used to. Now it's in a bubble. It's going to drop because people aren't going to be able to afford it. When you have inflation, it's just going to cost more because the value of the money, you're going to need more money to pay your mortgage off. So it's going to be very difficult, again, because all the other things are going to go up. So when you go to the grocery store and you get your gas for your car and maintenance on your car, you got less money for mortgage, and then you pay your mortgage, and now you got less money. You can't save. You can't buy the mantle cards. You can't buy gold and silver. You can't. You're going to be in trouble eating. What do you do? And that's the reality of what's happening. So get your money out of the bank before you can't. Before you go in and say, I got 50 grand in here, and they're going to say, sorry, I don't have 50 grand to give you. I can give you 5 grand. And if there's a lot of people doing that, you're really screwed. You're never going to get your money out. That's what's called a bank run. When a lot of people go to the bank to get their money, it's just not going to happen. That's why Teaser King doesn't leave any money in the bank, just a couple thousand for bills in the safe and the gold and the silver. The cards I got years ago, very, very cheap, and now I'm really getting the benefits of those. Buy it. Again, this crazy internet connection. Excuse me. So anyway, I don't know how else to say it, but that's the thing. So please, you can go on www.teaserking.com, and just, give me your thoughts. Give me why not? I know people like Bitcoin, but so you're taking your money and buying Bitcoin, but it's $40,000. I mean, it's not cheap. So you buy what, $1,000 worth? So you own 1/40th of a Bitcoin. $1,000. See, here's why I'm saying this. For $1,000, you buy a half ounce of gold. Gold goes to 20,000. You made 10 times your money. Is Bitcoin going to go from 40,000 to 400,000? There's no way. I mean, what would drive it? It doesn't have a value. So what will drive Bitcoin to 400,000? It's got nothing to do with inflation like gold and silver do. So people can take their money out. Are they buying Bitcoin? I don't know. I'm not, because what is it? It's not an asset. It's not a stock. It's not money. It's not currency. It's not gold. People can call it cryptocurrency. It's not. People can call it, it's really gold. It's not. Gold's gold. That's it. There's no other gold. Bitcoin is not gold. Anybody that says Bitcoin's gold is out of his mind, because it's not. Gold is gold. It's a coin. It's a block, and it has its value. And because it's repressed at 1800, when the shit hits the fan and that's going to go up 20 times. Bitcoin cannot go up 20. When the shit hits the fan, people are going to be selling their Bitcoin and buying gold with it, because the Bitcoin's not going to protect them, because it's not there's no asset for it. So that's what it is. So that's really what's happening. It's getting bad all over the world. Currencies are crumbling. They keep printing money thinking, well, I'll print money for you. I'll just hand you money over. Well, it doesn't work. That's inflation, right? You're printing more money to give the people so they can eat. But the problem is, when you print money, you make it worthless. So I'm giving you $100, but now it's only worth 50. So you got to give me 200. But if you give me 200, if you print 200, now it's worth 30. And so the more you print, then it's worth less and less. And that's not the answer. That's the problem. And people are not being educated. So they see the free money and they go, oh, thank you. They don't realize it's just worth less and less and less. People are kind of blinded by it. A lot of people have their head in the sand. They don't know. They don't want to hear. I'm not trying to give bad news. I'm trying to protect. And the only way I can protect is to tell you what's going on, and then tell you how to, okay, here's the riddle, and then here's the solution. So they print it, your solution. So the action is they're printing, and the solution is take the money and buy other assets with it. The Mantle, the Brady, anything you want, that's an asset. Bitcoin's not an asset. A house is okay, but the housing market's so high that you buy the house for 500 grand now, it's going to tumble to 200 grand. You're going to lose 300 grand buying a house. So you can't buy a house right now. You can buy gold and silver with the intent when it goes up. I'm going to buy the house when the house goes from 500 grand to 100 grand. I'm going to buy it. There's a video on YouTube about the Great Depression in 29, and there's a nice car, and somebody's selling the car for $100 because he needs money because he lost it all in the stock market. So for $100, you're buying $1,000 car. That's what's going to happen, and we could not take advantage, but we can be smart and have our money in gold and silver and Mantle cards and Brady cards and Jordan cards, and then we'll survive it. Because the people that don't do that, the people that just keep money, will never survive, because what are they going to do? They won't have anything. They'll go to the bank and they won't be able to get it. Greece, you couldn't go to the bank and get money, so you're not going to be able to do that. So that's the problem with it. Anyway. So just be careful. I'm giving you the solution to the riddle. I'm giving you the riddle and then the solution. I like the concept of Bitcoin, but it's not a hedge for now. If you got in, I got in at 25 cents and now it's 40,000. I didn't buy any of it because I knew it wasn't an asset. So therefore, what was the point? And you could have bought it, and I could have made a lot of money, because I could have, I had to figure out how to buy it, but I'd be selling it now. But that's the thing. So I have my money in other, baseball cards and gold and silver. So I'll just simply keep buying that's my choice of taking my money out of my safe and buying gold and silver with it. And that's what I'll do this week. As soon as the guy at the coin store gets the inventory in, he'll call me and I'll go buy it. It's funny though. I'll ask people who I know, and I'll say, "Well, I'm going to go buy some. Do you want to give me $100? I'll buy you 4 ounces of gold. I'll pay the extra $10." And I don't have any money, and I'm like, "Oh my God, you're going to get killed if you don't have any money now." The person went on a vacation. Who goes on a vacation if you don't have any money? And then what are you going to do when the shit hits the fan? Don't come crawling to me. I offered, right? I'm going to people, sell your stocks. It'll come back. No, it's not coming back. Buy gold and silver. Buy silver. It's 27 and out. I don't have any money. If you don't have any money now, in about a year, you're probably going to be dead because you won't be able to afford anything. They'll have new currency. My question is, at work, what am I going to get? How are you going to pay me? Pay me in silver. How about that? You're not going to be able to pay me in US dollars. That's not going to happen because they won't be worth anything. I don't know what's going to happen to mortgages and credit cards. Like if you have a $5,000 balance on your credit card and the money goes to zero, what do you do? Does it convert to the new currency, or do they just say, forget it, or nobody's going to pay it anyway because they don't have value? This, I'm not sure what'll happen. I would think it'll just go to zero and they'll say, forget it. Or it'll convert and they'll say, well, you owe us $5,000. Now you owe us 200 of the new currency. And then if you're making 100 grand at your job, you're now making 50 whatever of the new currency. And that's how they'll kind of rotate it out. But that's why I'm trying to buy gold and silver as quick as I can before it's too expensive and I won't be able to get it. I got some and I'm happy, but I want more. My friend Nick here, I went and bought 10 ounces of silver, and I'm going, it's addicting. You're going to want 10 more and 20 more and 50 more and 100 more because you don't have enough. At this price, you never have enough. You could have 1,000 ounces. You'd want 2,000 because it's the problem is it's really not 27 an ounce. It's really $200 an ounce. But the people selling them at the store are clueless. So they see the 23 on Comex and they sell it to you for 27. And I'm thinking, thank you. It's really not 20. I don't say this, but it's like, it's really not 23. That's what Comex's price fix is. It's really 200. So I'm buying a 200 for 27. He's being smart by saying, well, I'll go 4 over. And I'm just laughing going, thank you. Let me buy as much as an ounce gold. That's what it's really, the real value is. It's not 1,800. So if they go, the guy again, I'm 100 over spot, so I'm 1,900. Or in this case, it's 1,900. He's 2,000, and I'm like, it's really 10 grand. It's not really 1,800. And if I was a store, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just be buying. So as you know, I do baseball cards and football and Brady cards and Mantle cards. And when I was younger, we would go to trade shows and buy the cards. I'm buying all the good Mantle Mazes and mint condition, Reggie Jackson and all that stuff. But I noticed if I was on the other side of the table as the seller, I get to buy it even cheaper because the kids would come. The card's worth 100. I got to make money on it. I'll give you 40 for it. So if I'm the buyer and you're the seller, I'm going to have to pay you about $80 for it, even though it says 100. But on the other end of the table, the kid just wants the money, and you're like, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 40 or 45 for the 100, and you could buy very cheap. Sometimes you'd trade it, but normally you could buy it very, very cheap, and that's what would happen. So same thing here. If you're on the coin, if you're at a coin store and some guy comes in, well, see, you're not going to be able to buy it. Nobody's selling it. So I guess when he gets it, he should just keep it, but he's got to pay rent. So he's selling for what he thinks is a good price at 27. Sorry. I love when the phone does that. Like you're swiping it to say don't answer, and the thing won't swipe. But that's the point. It's he thinks he's smart at selling it at 27, but he's not. But so I have friends going, well, how, if it goes up to 5,000, how am I going to sell it? And I'm like, very easily, because when it'll push up from demand, right? Demand's going to push the price. Everybody's going to want gold, and there's not going to be any, and the price is going to go up. That's how prices go up. When more people want it, then there is inventory. So if there's only, 100 count Brady card and 200 people want it, the price goes up on the Brady card. Well, that's what happens. That's what's going to happen with gold. There's going to be more people. Believe me, if everybody is as smart as my audience and goes and runs and buys gold and silver, they won't have enough. If everybody went to buy it, there wouldn't be enough. The price would go to 50,000 because there wouldn't be enough gold to satisfy the demand, because nobody wants 1 ounce. Everybody wants 20 ounces, 50 ounces. Give me as much as I can get. And if the rich guys get in, the billionaires, they're going to buy a ton of it. If I was a billionaire, it'd be all in gold pretty much. Let's say I had $1 billion. I'd say 900 million would be in gold. I don't own a house. I own some cars, some nice clothes, and and that's it. And I'd have it all in gold. You'd have to be an idiot not to, because you're gonna quadruple 20 times your money. You buy it at 1,800, so let's call it $2,000. It's gonna go at least to 20. You're gonna make at least 10 times on your money, probably more. Because once the shit hits the fan and everybody's running to it, that's it. So that's my point. It's very easy to sell it because it's easy to sell it now. I can go to the store and sell it, not a problem. It just went up from 18 to 19. I could probably get 18.50 for my ounce if I wanted to sell it. But if I wait, then I can get 10 grand for it. So that's my point. So you try to buy it, you leave yourself enough money just in case, but the idea is to buy as much gold and silver as you can. And if you need to sell an ounce, you sell an ounce. But the idea is not to sell anything right now. The idea is just to take it, put it in your safe, and have your other everyday money, right? And then if you want to go on a vacation or something, I would not recommend buying a car now or a house now. I'd wait for everything to hit. China's creating this. Everything's going to hit. So that's what you want to do. So that's the whole point of it. You want to be very astute about it, but you'll have no problem selling when when there's demand. Look at the stock, right? The stock goes from 50 to 60. Did you have a problem selling it? No, it's a piece of cake. Because why is the stock going up? Because there's more people buying it than selling it. A stock's a perfect auction house. You got thousands and thousands of stocks. It's an auction. Which one do you buy? And that's what you do. You buy, I'll buy Coke to play it safe. I'll buy Pepsi. I'll buy Microsoft. I'll buy Tesla. Tesla's pretty expensive. I'm going to buy that. You go buy Bitcoin and you're treating it like a stock. Who has $40,000 for a share of a Bitcoin? You got to be crazy. And how much do I really make if I buy $2,000 worth of gold? That's going to go to 20 grand, or $2,000 worth of Bitcoin, which is what, 1/40th of a, it's not even an ounce of a coin. It's not even a coin. So that thing, let's say it goes to 80,000 and you've turned 2 grand into 4 grand. It's got to go to 80,000 for you to double your money. Who would make something that stupid? So that's my point there. So that's really what you're trying to do. You're outsmarting him. You're being the professor Professor Teaserking. You're saying I've got an asset, and well, I don't even know money is an asset. You've got money, and what do you do with it? What's the best thing to do with your money? And that's what I'm telling you. If you hold it, it's going to lose value. It is losing value. It will drop very, very low and probably go out, and then you'll have to buy other currency. But if you trade it in for gold and silver, or the Brady card, or the Mantle card, then that's what you have. You have now, you've traded it for a better asset that's going to make you money instead of an asset that's going to lose you money. So that's what you're doing theoretically. That's the whole point of it. When's it going to happen? Nobody knows, and you can't put a date on it. It's like watching a football game. When are they going to score the touchdown? Well, nobody knows the time that Tom Brady's going to throw a touchdown pass. You're pretty sure he's going to throw one, but you don't know. You can't say, oh, at the 12-minute mark of the second quarter, he's going to throw a touchdown. Nobody knows. You can try to figure the score of the game, and that's what we're doing here, right? So I can tell you that Cincinnati and 10.5 is a good bet, and it was, and it won. But I couldn't tell you what time they're going to score, and that they're going to score right off the second half. They're going to throw a 75-yard touchdown. I can't tell you that. I don't know that. But I know they're going to be close. And that's what I'm telling you here. I can't tell you when gold in the game. It's going to, the dollar's going to go out, and the gold and silver is going to jump. And I can't tell you the time, but I tell you if it's a game right now, that's how the game's going to end. And one thing you know about me is I can pick games. So if we look at this as a football game, I'm telling you, it's a lock. This is a 100-unit lock is what I'm telling you on the dollar dropping in value and gold and silver going up and the Mantle and the Brady cards going up is a lock. Because the dollar is going to be worth less and less and less. It has to be, because they're making more of it. The more they make, the less it's worth. You can't just print dollars. Now, because it's not backed by gold, at least you had gold to hold it. Because it's not now, how many dollars creates inflation? Well, that's not known. If I have $10, now, if we go back to the 1950s and the 1960s, I know I'm watching Leave It to Beaver, and the guy goes to the grocery store, and, a hamburger is 50 cents. And then you go to Seinfeld in the 90s, and you watch when they go to the grocery store and blueberries are 97 cents a pound. In the 90s, it's still cheap. And now everything's $4 a pound. So it just shows you that this is the game going on. But the game, at the end of the day, the game, this is who wins. So that's what I see. So that's what we're doing here. So the lock is the dollar's dropping, gold and silver is going up, the Mantle card's going up, the Brady card's going up. That's your lock. Buy whatever flavor you want. The difference is the Brady card's worth 30 grand, as our man on here said. The gold's still 1,800 and the silver's still 2,300. So you're buying way undervalued assets because they want to buy more. The Russians and the Chinese, the mafia wants to buy more. They want to keep the price down so they can buy more because they know it's the best thing to do with their money is to buy gold. And so they know it. So that's the point. That's why we're doing what we're doing. That's why I'm teaching you what to do, because nobody teaches you. I happened to get lucky, and I had a master's program where I had economics teachers teach me this, and it makes perfect sense. And I bought gold. I haven't bought enough, but I was buying baseball cards because I was married. And now I'm not married, and now I can go buy gold and silver as much as I can. And that's what I'm doing. So anyway, that's the key to surviving this craziness that for some reason the governments think is a good idea. We'll have socialism, and we're going to keep printing money, and there won't be any consequence. So that's like we'll keep going for it on 4th and 1, and if we don't make it, there's no it doesn't matter. That's about what they're saying. Well, let's just go for it. Go for two. We'll go for two. We'll go for fourth down. We'll just keep going, and there's no consequence. I mean, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Anyway, that's what's happening in the world. Please protect yourself. Is there anything else I could talk about? We talked about the Super Bowl. I'll have a draft video out in April, May, whenever it is. Keep your eye. Another 7, 8 new coaches. It's just chaos in the NFL. It's crazy also. I don't know. Watch this war with Russia and the Ukraine. I got Russia laying 10. Russia will win if they go, but I don't know if they're going to do a war. They really don't want to kill the Ukrainians. They just want to take the country over. Ukrainians want to join NATO, and Putin wants to get back the old Soviet Union. So he wants Belarus back. He wants give me everything back. Power hungry, but he's got all. That's why he's buying all the gold, so he can finance everything. So keep an eye on that. That will raise gold. That will raise inflation. And that's kind of what we want. But I have friends in Russia and the Ukraine. It's funny. My friend in the Ukraine, she's like, it's no big deal. There's not going to be a war. It's just propaganda. Don't worry about it. I'm thinking, are you sure? I mean, I'm seeing a lot of stuff that says they're going to bomb you. And she's not even worried about it. And I'm going, okay. As her dollar goes to like $28 now to a US dollar. So there is trouble with that. The ruble, on the other hand, 75 rubles to a dollar. So you can see what's happening. They're very bad. They can't afford United States goods. My friend's asking, can you get me Crest toothpaste? I can't get it here. It's so expensive. I mean, stuff like that, that's the $3 item. She can't even get there, or it's probably $20 or $30 if she can even get it. So again, keep that in mind that that's where we're headed. Now, if you have silver and gold, you trade it in, you can get Crest all day. But that's the problem. And these people are don't even realize what's happening to them. They don't realize the inflation is what the problem is. So the Russians, they're clueless. They just know things are expensive. They don't make a lot. And the mafia drives around in Mercedes, and that's why they all drink vodka. It's cheap. It's what they can afford. And I try to help them as best I can, but it's really breaks my heart. These people are nice people, but they don't know what's going on. They're not taught what's happening, and it's really a shame. But Putin's he ain't helping them. He's just printing to buy more and more gold so he can, rule the world, I guess, or whatever he wants to rule. So keep that in mind. But that triggers gold and silver to go higher. There is no silver supply. It's gone. There's no silver mines. It's gone. People will need silver for the phone, for the computer, for the electric batteries. There isn't any. It should be $200-$300 an ounce now. It's going higher and higher as gold goes up, as the dollar gets to crap. And these people on the shows who say, "Oh, well, if I look at my chart, you can't chart this. A, it's price fixed, and B, they don't have any more supply. So you can't look at a chart 20 years ago and say, well, this is what silver did, and apply it to now because you had silver mines. You don't. There isn't any. So it's like you've run out, and therefore it's not going to have a value. It can't. So anyway, that's what's going on in the world. I have some visitors, which I'm happy to see. Any questions or comments from the people on my show? I'd be very happy to help or explain if I haven't done a good job. But I'm trying. I try to teach as if I'm talking to a 10-year-old, so it's very easy to understand. I always said I when I make things, it's so my daughter, who's not 10 anymore, was 10, that to understand it. So my 10-year-old daughter can understand it. So you try to keep things simple. That's the best way to do things in life. So I don't see questions. Anyway, that's what's going on in the world. This is the way you protect yourself. So I've gone through the action, I've gone through the reaction. The reaction is running by gold and silver. If you own Bitcoin, please, please, I'm begging you, take your profit. If you make your money betting football with me or playing poker in Las Vegas or playing craps or playing baccarat or blackjack, please quit a winner, take your profit, and go buy gold and silver with it. Go buy silver. It's $26 an ounce. You can buy them for. Just go buy 10 of them. I mean, it's a price of a meal, and you're going to be set. Probably within a year, you're going to be filthy rich off of 25, 50 ounces of silver. It's going to protect you. You don't realize it. Go buy gold. And you don't have to buy an ounce for 2,000. Go buy a quarter ounce for 500. You got 500, go buy a quarter ounce and keep once a month, buy a quarter ounce, buy a half ounce, buy a quarter ounce and 10 ounces of silver. Put it in a safe. Just boom, extra money. And you'll be amazed that it adds up. And I mean, that's what I used to do with baseball cards. We got so many baseball cards. Now I got boxes. I got at least 12, 15, 4-column boxes full with really good cards and a safe full of the really, really good cards. And really, I just bought, we'd go to the show. Oh, there's a Brady. Oh, there's Joe Montana. There's Rice. And that's all we did. We didn't really try to accumulate. So if you just go and you buy 10 ounces of silver for $270 and you just, I'll buy 10 more. It's been a month. I'll buy 10 more, 20 more. Before you know it, you got 60, you got 100, you got 200. And before you know it, the price goes to $300-$400 an ounce. And before you know it, you're going, shit, I'm doing okay. I can eat because I got money. I got real money. So no matter what the currency changes to, your gold and silver is going to buy a ton of it. That's the beauty of gold and silver. It doesn't matter what the currency ends up being. If they go to some central bank in Europe or the International Monetary Fund or whatever, the gold's going to buy a ton of it. Everybody wants gold. It's Mickey Mantle. It's Tom Brady. It's Michael Jordan. That's the point of gold and silver. That's what it is. All right, everybody. That's all I've yapped for an hour. Again, let me know what else, if there's any other subjects you would like the professor to talk about. But I think that's kind of pertinent. The inflation, the gold, the silver, the sports cards. Again, the best way is go on eBay, PSA 10. You'll see what the value is. And then you can go from there saying, okay, this is the cards I should buy. I go back earlier. I don't really want a lot of the last few years cards. Although I do see some, star players 50 counts that are out there that I would recommend. But there's older series that are star player 50 counts that I would recommend. Maybe the Joe Burrow, but as I told my friend, I just wait now. No point in buying it. He didn't win the Super Bowl. You don't know if he'll ever win it. And then his value won't be good. So you're better off getting Mahomes. He's won the Super Bowl. Or get more Brady's, things like that. If you like Burrow, just get a cheap Burrow. Go to a card show and see 4 or 5 ungraded Burrows that look like PSA 10s, and they're $10, $20 because they're not graded, and go buy them. I mean, then you have your Burrow cards. And then if they do what Brady did, like when I bought the Brady rookies, I think he had already won 1 or 2 Super Bowls. I think I bought some when he won 1. And then when he won the second one, then I really, started buying. Some of it I bought, and I got a box of like Pacific, and I got 2 limited Brady's that numbered to 762 out of it. He's wearing his Michigan uniform. So some of it I didn't pay anything. I just bought the box, opened the packs, and there, boom, boom, here's some Brady cards. That was really sweet. But that's the thing. So you can, after he wins a couple, you can jump in. So there's no rush to buy expensive Burrow cards, but you can go to the show and try to get it, or go to eBay and the non-graded ones that you really like, and maybe they're numbered or not. But you got to trust they're really PSA 10s, and that's hard on eBay. It's easier if you're at a card show and you can view the card. But at this point, I'd buy Mahomes cards if you want to buy anything new. Otherwise, I'd go back to Montana and Rice and Brett Favre and Elway maybe. I'd stay away. Aikman doesn't have that huge value. Young's nothing. So you want Montana's, the 70s Steelers, the Emmitt Smiths, the 80 Lawrence Taylor. I think his rookie card's like 11,000 or something. So his is starting to get up there as 82 tops as his rookie card. Anyway, so that's what we got. Why do you buy it? Because you don't want to own money, because money is going to be worthless. So you get rid of your money, and there's a whole list of assets I just gave you and ways to get them that will hold your money, that'll hold your value, that'll protect you and your family, protect your house. You'll be able to trade it for better money that you'll be able to eat, and you'll be safe, and you'll be able to live free if you have this stuff. If you just have the currency, the US dollar, even if you got 30 or 40,000, it's not going to hold the value. It's going to hold to nothing or very, very little. And you'll trade it for the new currency at, $100 will buy you 25 of the new currency. So that you won't protect yourself. That's what's happening. You don't want to own US dollars. You don't want it in the bank because you won't be able to get it. So just be careful what you're doing. All right, this is the Teaserking Professor, another master's class, www.teaserking.com. Please go there. You can certainly email me with any questions that you have: gold, silver, sports cards, paintings, inflation, anything you want. I'll be happy to answer. That's my skill set. It's pretty rounded in all finance, investing, poker, all that stuff. Maybe we'll talk more poker and blackjack next show. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And I hope you have a great weekend. No football on. It's kind of sad, but I always hate these couple of weeks with no football. It's like, now what do? I got to watch basketball? Oh, my God. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much. www.teaserking.com.